And good morning to all of you from not so sunny Florida. It's better than the cold though. Sadly today, you will not have my face again because my computer sucks. Maybe I'll do a giveaway of this computer. Anyways, let's get to it. Futures are up this morning. What else is new? Guys, there's a lot of PayPal talk going on, so let's see what happens with that. But guys, Peloton is in the news. 3 companies are talking about the acquisition. Apple, Amazon, Nike. Let's see what happens with Apple, Amazon, and Nike. I'll tell you which one is my pick, but let's get into some news about it, and we'll just start right there. Where do we have? Peloton soars. So here's the problem with soaring, okay? The problem with soaring is this thing is up 25% pre-market, right? Let's say that Apple goes in and hypothetically buys them and says, okay, we're going to buy you for $20 a share. Okay, if they're gonna buy the company for $20 a share and say the stock price right now is sitting at $30 a share, then that is not a good acquisition. Not all acquisitions happen above the current stock price. I mean, in today's market, it seems like yes, they do, but they don't all do that. So we need to be conscious of that. Okay, let's see what we have here with the Peloton news. So Peloton is up 27% pre-market, I suppose, right now. Somebody's calling me. Sweet. Pre-market right now. The rally from Peloton is from merger and acquisition chatter fueled by a tad more fueled a tad more from the outstanding short positions from the indoor bike maker. Nike does sound. What is going on? Why is everybody calling me right now? Don't they know that I'm on the air? Nike does sound interesting. They absolutely have the fitness arena. They already have a wonderful Nike fitness app. I don't know how many people use it. Amazon, I think, is a place for Peloton to go and die. I do not necessarily think they're more of let's grow something as big as we could possibly make it. And they don't really have a fitness per se. I'm not a huge fan of that. Apple, however, I really do like because they're trying to get into Apple Fitness. Not only that, they have the Apple Watch. they'll be able to sync the Apple Watch up. They already do with the Peloton machine. They'll be able to sync that up so quickly, and it'll just become Peloton by Apple or something to that effect. I think they will keep the Peloton name just for the notoriety of the name, unless they're worried about the damages that came from Tread Plus. But Apple to me is still the best way to go. It's chump change for Apple. I think the current market cap of Peloton is $8 to $15 billion, which is basically like $4 to the rest of us. So we'll see. Haven't enough people been burned by Peloton hype? I guess they're trying to get a new class of holder. Somebody said something interesting in here. Hold on. I want to scroll up. Why is Peloton to be bought? I think Peloton's to be bought because they're in such a terrible financial position right now that I don't know if they're going to be able to sustain themselves. That's the problem with what Peloton is seeing right now. Apple Fitness is a juggernaut. Apple Fitness can become a juggernaut. I would not say that it is a juggernaut. I think it's actually terrible right now. But with that being said, they just started it a couple of quarters ago. So we'll see what happens from there. Okay, let's go to here. Frontier and Spirit are merging to create the 5th largest airline in the United States. Appleton, I like that. So here's the deal. I don't really have an opinion on this, but here's what I want to see. Those yellow planes in the sky are the funniest things I've ever seen. When these two companies merge, I think they need to create a hot pink and just make the planes a giant hot pink fuselage, and that would be awesome, because what says budget airline more than hot pink? Frontier and Spirit are merging a $6.6 billion deal between the two, becoming the 5th largest in the country. Frontier Airlines will control the company with 51.5% stakehold, and Spirit will control the remaining 48.5%. They have not determined who will be the CEO. They have not determined the headquarters. They have not determined the name of the new airline, but it will create the most competitive, ultra-low airline fare in the country. Cool. I've flown Frontier once, and I've flown Spirit once. I don't even think it's a cost-effective way to get around. Nicole, is it a cost-effective? I don't think that. I mean, after you start adding on your bags and adding on your luggage and adding on if you bring a stick of gum on the plane, they're going to charge you. Eventually, you're going to get to like $400 for the flight. So I don't really think that they're that budget friendly, unless you want to just get on the plane and with a purse maybe, or a MERS, whatever you like to use. Let's see here. Anything else? Oh, here's an interesting one. And this doesn't only go for this merger right here. With both carriers flying only Airbus planes and neither one dominating a particular market, Spirit and Frontier merger makes sense on paper. Still, the current administration has made it clear to corporate America that it will scrutinize potential mergers far more aggressively than the previous administration. The carrier expects the deal to close in the second half of this year. So not only this goes for the Activision Blizzard one, of course it goes for the Lockheed Martin and Rocket Aerotine or whatever that name of that company was. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with all of these mergers, acquisitions going forward. The MERS or the Satchel. Alibaba SEC filing may signal SoftBank plans to sell. Okay, so here's a story that a lot of people are talking about this morning. And I do have an opinion. I have an initial opinion on this if my interpretation is correct. This is only the second article I've read on here. There's not a lot of clear information. This is speculation. This title right here may signal SoftBank plans to sell. Nobody actually knows what's going on. They're just guessing. So Alibaba registered 1 billion additional American depository shares, suggesting to some analysts that SoftBank Group may intend to sell part of its stake in the giant. All right, here we go. So basically, from my understanding, is this SoftBank has owned nearly 5.5 billion shares of Alibaba, and it's held them for a very long time. If they sell, they don't have to disclose that information right away. So because of the position that they hold in starting, however they had their shares registered with the company in the beginning. So that's why nobody actually knows if this is SoftBank, but people are suggesting and assuming that this is SoftBank because of the number of shares being sold. So the good news is it may cover Alibaba's need to issue shares for its employee incentive plan. Here's the reason that I think SoftBank may be doing this. SoftBank has been beaten up. They've been involved in a lot of these IPOs that have gone on over the past 2, 3, 4 years. SoftBank shares have tumbled about 50% in the last year. Alibaba is by far its most valuable holding. I have to assume, that they bought Alibaba very cheap, even from where they are right now. So with that being said, they may look at this and say, this is our opportunity to get out, redevelop ourselves, and move on from here. And try to recreate ourselves after losing so much. I mean, they did the DD acquisition, they did DoorDash. What else did they do? They've been everywhere. So that's what I think as of right now. Let's see what more information comes out of this. But it can't necessarily be all bad information. Smash the like button, please. Okay, mortgage rates. Worth noting, mortgage rates. Homeowners hurried to refinance their mortgages last week, capitalizing on a break from the recent rate increases. The current rate average in the country is sitting at 3.55%. Refinances were up 18% from the previous week in January. I know multiple people who have been refinancing lately. Oh, we work with SoftBank. That's right. We work with SoftBank. SoftBank is a hard sell. That was a very good one. The refinance shares of mortgage activity increased to 57.3% of total applications from 55.8% in the previous week. That's pretty much all I had to say about that. So if you need to refinance, I guess do it. Rates are going to go up, obviously. Okay, what do we have? Thursday, the inflation numbers coming out. Super duper excited to see about the inflation number. Before I get to this, the killer mamba. Here we go. When does Baba report? Open or close today or tomorrow? Okay, here's the problem. I don't know. I've Googled it. So on the NASDAQ's website in the previous quarter, so when they reported their third quarter numbers of 2021, it said that it was reporting on a certain day, and it ended up reporting like a week later. So I'm not exactly sure what goes on with these Chinese companies. So if somebody can answer that question or knows an exact report, please let me know. But I can't figure it out. So the killer mamba, I cannot answer your question. I don't know when they report. TradingView will say one thing. The NASDAQ will say another thing. StockTwits will say another thing. And then they'll report 3 weeks later. What do I think the CPI number is going to come out at? I think it's going to come out over 7%, but I think it'll come under 7.5%, at or under. So we'll see what's going to happen. The economists are predicting 7.3%. It's just going to keep going. I said it on Friday. There's a very simple solution to this. You want to stop inflation? Raise the interest rates. The problem is they don't want to wreck the market. If you raise interest rates, you're going to wreck the market. It depends what you want to do. If you want to raise interest, if you want to control inflation, and that is your sole goal, raise interest rates. If you want to control inflation and then try to protect the market, good luck. That's all I got to say about that. You're not going to be you can't do it. It's like saying you want to gain 50 pounds of muscle in 6 months, but you don't want to gain any fat. It's impossible. It's literally impossible. Now, if you take it out over a longer time frame, sure, you can do that, but your inflation is just going to keep running higher and higher and higher. So good luck. Spotify condemns Joe Rogan over racial. This company has lost like $2 billion off of its market share. This is incredible. This is just cancel culture at work. That's all it is. All right, here we go. Daniel Ek, CEO of Spotify, says that he strongly condemns the racial slurs and other comments made by popular U.S. podcaster Joe Rogan, but will not be removing him from the platform. I guess he apologized to all of his employees for all of the chaos that's going on right now. While I strongly condemn what Joe said, I want to make a point very clear. I do not believe that silencing Joe is the answer. He said he cautions canceling voices. It's a slippery slope. $2 billion has been wiped out of the market cap. I don't know what their market cap is. If somebody can type in what their market cap is, that would be interesting to know. But with that being said, take out another $20 billion, or if that's even their market cap, maybe you'll have something there. So that's it for the news today. Yahoo Finance says that Alibaba reports today. Yeah, all right, we'll see. We'll see what they say. Futures are up still. Let's go and look at the earnings calendar. Okay, let's see here. Alibaba report. Okay, Let's see here. Let me just see if Alibaba's on here. See, this is Stock Twits, and there's nothing about Alibaba being on here. So everybody has different information. Peloton reports tomorrow. I'm interested to see what Peloton's going to report tomorrow. They report after the bell tomorrow. So that's going to be a very interesting one. Spirit reports tomorrow. I'm sure that'll be some pretty good news. Cario Farm reports tomorrow. I know some of you guys have that one. Corsair Gaming. I know that's a very big thing for a lot of people in the bid and ask. Wednesday is Disney, Uber, Twitter, Coca-Cola on Thursday, Under Armour, CLF. Friday, if you want to join the Spotify is $38 billion, $33 billion, whatever it is. Take $20 billion off, and maybe we'll start talking. I don't know. I don't even know what their financial position is. 35.35 billion according to the Googles. If you want to join the software, 8 Pillars Retirement Calculator, Stock Analyzer Tool, 8 Pillars Portfolio, exclusive video content that you get twice a day from Seth, Paul, and myself. If you click here, join EM, it'll take you right over to the Chinese. Mike Ike just says they must be going off the Chinese calendar. They very well could be. I have no idea. If you want to come on over, $30 a month gets you access to that. Plus you get chat. If you want to join the Bid and Ask Nation with me, $80 a month. You get all of the rules that I'm going to talk about. Any rules that you see on YouTube, you'll get all of them. Day trading, swing trading, long-term trading. What else do we have? Employee Trader Series, monthly seminars, Saturday monthly seminars. I just did one. Was it last Saturday, I think? Not this past one, but the previous one. We talked about shorting, which shorting is going to be very important coming into this market. So I'm telling you right now, if you want it, if you don't know how to short or shorting scares you, join me. I make it super simple because it is simple. You don't need to be worrying about everything that everybody worries about in the shorting world. So Pfizer should go to the moon with their report coming out. Do you recommend buying a tracker share on Peloton? Why not? It's $30. Just go ahead and do it. Worst case scenario, Peloton goes under and you lose $30. All right, speaking of Pfizer, why don't we pull up Pfizer and run through some stocks while we can today. Let's see. Baba always reports pre. Well, yes, Baba always reports pre, but we just don't know the date. That's the problem. Okay, Pfizer. Let me zoom in here. Okay. Ooh, head and shoulders. So the report today is going to be interesting because we have a head and a shoulder and a shoulder. We kind of got a shoulder there too. So what does this tell me? What does this structure that I just drew tell me? This tells me when you have a head like this with a smiley face, and here's your two shoulders, this tells me that this thing is going to come down here. Now, with that being said, this pattern doesn't incorporate what earnings are going to do. So earnings could come out, this could be the best thing ever, and this thing could jump up here. If it doesn't, and let's say that earnings wasn't happening, let's just say the stock price stayed here today. This will come down. I'm telling you right now. It's a head and shoulders pattern. It'll drop below the 100-day moving average and the 200-day moving average, and it'll just keep going down. Okay, let's do PayPal in the news. People want to talk about it. PayPal, guys, this is another one. I mean, we're talking about a company that if I would have told you that PayPal would be at a 52-week low right now, you would have said that I'm crazy. Because we look at these companies and we say, what companies go to 52-week lows? There are these crappy companies like Rivian and Nikola and whatever else nonsense company you have. This is PayPal. And here we are at these levels. So this happens. I mean, guys, people say, oh, it can't happen to Apple. It can't happen to Google. It can't happen to Amazon. It certainly can and it will. So overvaluation is overvaluation. Let's see here. Dog stock, complete dog stock, just going along the bottom. If you didn't buy a tracker share at 180 because you think you didn't want to, you might want to do it at 120. I think I do own a tracker share of PayPal right now. What I'm waiting for is this. Let me delete this and wait for it. So what I'm looking for is this. We have a nice gap here to fill. Let this thing turn up and get going. They're going to do some kind. They're worried about their usership and it falling and this and that. I'm telling you right now, when they get Venmo on Amazon, which I believe that they're already working on that deal, it's going to really increase their usership. Secondly, they're going to make an acquisition for something with a lot of users and incorporate it in some way. It's going to happen. So I like the tracker share on there. Again, worst case scenario, PayPal goes under and I lose $123. Somebody asked me what I would YOLO my money into today. I would YOLO my money into a tracker share. Did PayPal rely too heavily on eBay's business? No, I don't think so. I think PayPal's done a very good job of getting everywhere. You go to anywhere. You go to Nike's website. I think you go to Under Armour's website. You go to so many websites, and PayPal's everywhere. So I don't. I think that they did a great job of incorporating PayPal. eBay, when they first started. Got them going. All right. What I don't like, what I'm seeing with AT&T right now is this kind of void in the price. This just tells me if this breaks this level and breaks that wick of, I think that was last Monday or 2 Mondays ago or something, this thing will come back down and fall back down to this just above 22 level. So everything is indicating that. Falling volume. The daily trend is down. We've already rolled over on our long-term chart. We are below all 4 major moving averages right now. Everything is negative sentiment right now. Even if you want to go super technical, the 200-day moving average is very high above the 100-day moving average. So that is not the most bullish signal in the world. So if you're interested in shorting, maybe try to pay attention to this one and go from there. Spirit and Frontier should allow Venmo payment. I think you're joking, but I think that's actually a very good idea. Whoever said that, you may be joking, but I do think it's a very good idea. All right. CLF. CLF is, oh my gosh, CLF is at $19, huh? Wow. So CLF is below all 4 major moving averages, declining volume. The volume is just coming steadily down over the past week. Let's see. They report earnings sometime soon. It looks like sometime this week. Oh, they report on Friday. That's right. But here we see it again, and I've talked about this on many, many shows. Here's your previous high of the stochastic. This is your next previous high, and this is your next previous high. So it just stochastic just keeps getting lower and lower and lower. This is a very good. If you can drop this stock down and take out these lows of $16, if you get earnings and it jumps down here, look to short this thing going straight down because CLF has been out of control over the past 12 months anyways. Yes. As a small business owner, PayPal is amazing and they offer great buyer-seller protection. I've had $200 purchases refunded, fraud, and PayPal has allowed me to keep the money. Anyways, I've never had a problem with PayPal. I have had random companies charge my card through PayPal. I assume it was hacked, but PayPal instantly gives me back the money. I've never lost a case with PayPal, but I've only done 2. One was because someone was a scumbag, and the other one was because I bought some Kobe's, and they never sent me the Kobe's, so they gave me my money back. All right, RIP. Roku, again, good company, great product, probably hitting 52-week lows from what I'm assuming. They have just been beaten down. The nice thing I see right here is check out that stochastic. See how it's kind of the red line's just starting to tick up. Now we'll see if it can actually go into the sweet spot, but it's going to be a little bit tough. So let's see what happens with earnings. I assume they report this week, maybe next week, maybe early next week, but let's just let this thing run up, see what happens. It's below all 4 major moving averages, so that means that it's going to need tons of volume to get going. Sven Carlin doesn't like PayPal. You know, I don't like PayPal at these levels, I'm telling you, but yeah, I have no idea what a Kobe is. Kobe Bryant. Okay. Kobe as in beef. Kobe as in beef for the shoes. Touche. I do not like that Kobe Wagyu beef. It tastes like you're eating a stick of butter. Not a fan. All right, snap. Snap face, as Bill Belichick says. So I don't know what to tell you here. Wait, is this Snapchat? Yeah, this is Snap. SNA is Snap on. Okay, this is Snap Inc. So here's the deal. Guys, it jumped up like 50% on Friday. So just let this thing settle down today and see what happens. Just calm down. Let's see what happens. It's either going to go this way or it's going to come right back down and fill that gap that it created. I would not be so excited about this thing. This had a lot of excitement on earnings. Let's be careful and just somebody asked again, Snap. Just be careful with what's happening with Snap right now. Let's see what happens today and then go from there. We have not gotten our daily dose of Meta. No, you're right. You got your daily dose of Baba. So daily dose of Meta. I don't really have anything clever to say about it today, unfortunately. Sorry, my brain isn't working. My sarcasm is not flowing today. Are you a fan of the NBA? I am not. I think that basketball is incredibly boring, and you know why I think it's boring? And I don't think it's actually a boring sport. It's because I'm not good at it. I don't really like things that I'm not good at. And I did try to play basketball as a child. I wasn't good at it, so didn't like it. All right, let's do Disney because Disney reports this week. And I was just at Disney yesterday. Speaking of which, let me give a shameless plug. If you want to go and see what I was doing at Disney yesterday, follow me on Instagram. @TraderMo_EM. Now that is sales right there. Also follow Paul @PaulGabriel and Seth @SethKirchanan and our Everything Money page. Everything Money Investing on the Instagram. Get it. All right. What else do we have? Disney. So Disney is rebounding a touch. Here's what I think is going to happen with Disney. We still definitely have a downtrend. Earnings are going to come out next week. Let's see. Once this thing takes out this wick, and you're going to say, it can't take out that wick, it's not going to fall that low. Okay, sounds good. When it takes out that wick, go ahead and short this thing. Volume over the past 2 months has been atrocious. So, sheesh. Just pay attention to Disney on the short side. Guys, those of you that listen to me daily, you know why I think that Disney is the weirdest stock that has melted my brain during the pandemic. So if you don't know, well, I'm sure you'll hear me sometime. Smash the like button for me, please. 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 Okay. Visa. Visa's okay. Here it is. Guys, I told you this. When Visa jumped like this, I said it's going to create these W formations and it's going to go. And unfortunately, this W looks like it's failing. Let me pull up a line chart just so I can explain this better. I want to show you guys, this is very important to see with line charts and the reason that I pull them up. So here we go. Let's zoom in here. All right. So you see how this flag pulled up, made a little bit of a pullback right there, okay? Then it ran up again, and now it's pulling back one more time. If this pullback goes below that W that was created right in there, which I think it will, this thing is going to come right back down. And it is testing the 200-day moving average hard. It is going to come back down to the 100-day moving average. Guys, you can't get a reaction on earnings like that, and it's just going to be all hunky-dory, and you're just going to go higher and higher. Sorry, it's not going to work that way. So when you get reactions that flag pull up like that, 8-10% in a day, especially on a company like Visa, get out of it. You consider yourself lucky and move on. All right. Carnival. So here's the thing with Carnival. A lot of you know I exited my Carnival position. The majority of my shares I exited around 32. The second majority of shares I exited around 22. Still at a gain because my cost basis was 17. But I'm out. I don't like the forward guidance of cruises going into the future. But here's the issue you're going to face. You have a ton of resistance at this 21 level, so you're going to struggle there. 23, 20. You need so much work to get through these levels of resistance. It's just going to crush you. So you're going to have a very hard time getting over the 100-day moving average. Guys, what I would tell you to do with Carnival Cruise, you can swing trade it, but I would not go long-term on this thing. It's not going to go well. If you want to swing trade this, see if you can get a short, bring it down to $18, ride it back up to $20, and just keep going in that range and move on. Okay. Is there a minimum bankroll needed to take advantage of the bid and ask? Duke and Duke. Great question. I really like answering this question. Here's the deal. I always say $0. Now, of course, you need money to pay for it, and you want to trade and this and that, but I say $0 to go to an extreme. My point in saying that is I am teaching you a skill that you're going to use for the rest of your life. So I don't necessarily I think that, let's say you have $1,000 in your account. You're like, well, I'm going to be paying 10% of it, almost 8% of it to the Bid and Ask Nation. Here's the thing. Eventually, you're not going to have $1,000 in your account. You're going to have 10,000, 100,000, etc. in your account. And at that point, instead of you having to learn the skill, you're going to know the skill and you're going to be able to go and execute the skill. So that's why I say $0. You're going to learn something that you're going to be able to use for the rest of your life. So, all right. What else do we have? Is there okay, Mo, how do you get the 15-minute and daily chart options at the top like that? I have the pro version and I just set up my charts separately. And that's it. Okay, JWN. Well, we can do JWN. I got to get out of here in about a minute, so I will take one more stock after JWN. Let's see. JWN consolidating hard, going sideways. I don't really see any movement on it. You're going to bounce between maybe $20 and $23. So what I would tell you there, you know what I would tell you. Don't worry about it over here. I know that gap excites you, but guys, that gap is going to be hard to fill. Just swing trade it up and down on the long term, on the daily chart, and go from there. Last stock I'm going to do, Facebook, the huge. All right, what do we got with Facebook? Yikes, beat down. Okay, so this gap is going to fill. I'm telling you right now, this gap is going to fill. And the best news about that gap, here's the best news. The best news is your major moving averages are way up here. So as you're filling that gap, you don't have to worry about any resistance from moving averages. That is just a beautiful thing. So the gap's going to fill. Maybe keep this on a super tight watch list. Let the trend develop. Eventually it'll turn up and get going in through the sweet spot, and you will be able to make lots of moolah. Even though Facebook is now a dead stock, a boomer stock, it's a Buffett stock, it's a loser stock. It is the funniest thing I've ever seen. So okay, Felix, what is wrong with you? Seriously, what is wrong with you? Okay. Boomer stock, yeah. So here's the funniest part I see. They come out and they say, oh, Facebook's dead, the usership is not growing anymore, this and that. Can I make a comment about this real quick? Okay, this guy's a fucking idiot. There we go. All right, so Facebook, what was I talking? I'm losing my train of thought because this guy's a moron. Facebook has 3 billion users, nearly half the globe of usership. And we're talking about it being a dead stock. At some point, you're going to stop growing. They basically have every person in a westernized area that uses Facebook. And it's a dead stock. Okay, fine. You want it to be a dead stock? Go ahead. Move on. Go and get user growth from all of your other hype door companies and have fun with that. So I know I'm not talking to the Everything Money Nation. I'm just talking to the idiots out there that say that Facebook is a dead stock. Yeah, well, if Facebook's a dead stock, you're dead to me. Mic drop. See you guys. Have a wonderful day.